All right. It's another week. Here we are, Underground Stories. Come on in. Of course, this week, we're drinking our Essentia, your Get Right bottle. We are celebrating Women's History Month. Am I correct? This month is a great month to celebrate all of the great and amazing women in our lives and the women that have impacted the history of all of us. Okay, and so in honor of that, we have someone great today, an icon of our own scene, even a legend of our own scene. So we're bringing in Asia today. This is when you do this, like, round of applause, because we're bringing in Asia today. All right, this is one of the sweetest people. Okay, what's going on, y'all? How's it going? Come on in. We're gonna get the people warmed up, get everybody in. All right. So I'll tell you guys a little bit of a story too, because when I came back from Miami, so you guys know my stint there, and I came back and I went to one of the events and I saw Asia. They had called her out, by her status, and I was like, who is this girl? She came out, she was pumping. She did her thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, who is this girl, right? I'm like, who is this? And then the very next day, such a coincidence, so random, I run in to Asia at Forever 21. And she was just the nicest person ever. And I just think, like, from that day on, we just had such a great relationship. Whenever we saw each other, it was always like this, like, robust amount of love. I don't know. It was great. So hopefully we can chat a little bit about that too once she gets in here. Okay. We're gonna have her in here, and we're gonna be able to talk about that because she was so nice. I think she happened to be with one of her nieces or nephews or something like that, and I just happened to be in there randomly, and boom, there's Asia looking great, looking like a mommy too. I asked her, I was like, "Are these your kids?" She had them together so well. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, all right, let me just go ahead and just know and note to myself, this is a nice girl right here. Okay. What's going on, Bianca? Shout out to Righteous Ones. Okay. They always come on in here and support. We just waiting for our icon to come on in. I told her, I said, listen, take your time. Get your groove right. We're going to bring you on in. Okay. So now, listen. So because she is a woman of female figure, I'll give you guys a little bit of, a little background of what that looks like. So, of course, for the modeling scene, female figure and All-American are the premier categories for our scene, because it's the male model and it's the female model. Get it? So, if you dominate these categories like female figure and All-American, you most likely are going to be the creme de la creme of the scene. You know what I'm saying? People are going to know who you are. People are going to be looking up to you and looking forward to see you on the runway, either if it's at a fashion show or if it's at a ball, right? And shout out to the fashion shows, because I hear a couple of things are brewing, low key. I did hear that a couple of things are brewing. So shout out to you guys that are working on a couple of projects out there. So I'm just, like I said, we just waiting for Asia to come on in here. But the female figure, people like Stormy, people like Shonda, people like, I just had Angel. People like Angel. Throw your favorite female figure out there in the comments. For my people that know the female figures out there. It's a couple of ink girls too. Shout out to my girl Sherelle. Woo. Shout out to Sherelle. Okay. I always shout out to my mom because, of course, she dibbled and dabbled in both. She did the female figure and she did the diva thing, right? Okay, she's an icon. Shout out to all the women, right? Because the female, right? I said right. We said Sherelle. Shout out to Sherelle because Sherelle told me a battle. That was a battle, baby. That was female figure number one. Okay, they didn't play. Asia's going to be here tonight. We celebrating Asia. We of course Asia. Okay, we're going to go ahead and celebrate Asia tonight for sure. I definitely want to know her story because I didn't know too much, and I think that her story being so young, I think that it's going to be absolutely valuable for this generation because there was a little bit of, buzz, and I got this from Bella. Look, that's in the comments that she had a lot of impact with the high schools, and then also with bringing back the CMF. So, I want to hear a little bit about that. I think that's going to get juicy because we hear about a lot of different people had their foot into bringing this back and who's running and so forth. But I want to hear how Asia impacted the high school scene and how that happened and how she tagged on with Lolita too. I want to hear about that. Bella. Is there more teas that we need to know? Yes, of course, Lex. Of course, Lex. Our female figure, ROE, our angel. I mean, the list that ROE just goes on. I mean, that entire roster is female figure, basically. You got to think about it. Like, that entire roster is given female figure, all American. You know what I'm saying? We got a couple of the divas in there for sure. A couple of divas, but most definitely that roster is giving female figure all American because that's where it originated. That's where you're going to see a lot of those people at. What's going on, Orlando? How's it going, man? We just waiting for our icon to come on in, y'all. I'm just letting you guys know. Yes, we here for the story. We definitely want to hear that. Her being a leading female figure, and look, I'm gonna go ahead and send her the request, guys. Her being one of the leading female figures is going to be really good to hear from. Let me go ahead and send this to her. Let's bring one of the up and coming icons up here. One of our women that we can celebrate during Women's History Month because you definitely came up here and we celebrated your history, and I just you're here, so I say what, why not give you some love? You've been working hard, you've been doing your thing, and that's across the scenes. So we have to give it up to you. You're an up and coming icon, and that's some dope ish to be
Hey, Deja.
right. Okay.
Hey, everyone.
Well, listen. We wait. Oh, there we go. There we go. She's coming to the room. See, look, I knew once you came up here, you was gonna warm it up. I knew once you came up here, you was gonna warm it up. Okay, listen, let's get her in here and let's get this interview started.
Have a good time.
All right. All right. Perfect. Let's get you in here. So, without any further ado, the icon, the runway international model. Literally, she's gone in Europe. She's all over. You know what I'm saying? This is fashion. When you talk about doing your due deals in the industry and putting in your work, this is Asia, the icon. Let me get you in here. The icon. Oh my God. Oh, God. Asia, you're
Hey,
here.
guys.
You're here.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
here. Let me sign these up.
Thank you so much, Asia, for coming.
You're welcome.
I was talking about female figures. So let's break the ice. Name a couple of your favorite female figures from back in the day.
Back in the day. Ooh, okay. Shonda for one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know if y'all remember Monique. Oh, that's her real name. I forgot her ink name. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say what's the nickname?
I forgot. It's like it's
Is it the
conflicting with.
I keep forgetting her name. It's the short hair, light skin. She the one. She was the one.
No, I was talking about Juliet.
Juliet. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes,
Juliet.
yes. Yep. During the time, me, her, Angel. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Right.
But
How
you
can we
said back in the
forget
day. That's like back in the day when I was coming up or was just looking, to the top ones before me.
that?
So
Okay. Well,
yeah.
listen. Let's get right into it then. Let's start with your story, and then we'll toggle into that. So, Asia, tell us about you. Where did you start? How did this start?
So it stemmed from a couple of things. Um, Started in high school, 11th, 12th grade. I want to say 11th grade. So 11th grade, that was my first time seeing China, the
Mm,
Misio, and a couple other people. And I was like, they came to our school, so I went to McKinley Tech.
wow.
So the 12th graders, they brought the models in and to come help because they was doing the show. And then they did a workshop with us around like during lunchtime, I think, or after school. So after that, I was just like intrigued. It was like something new or something that I wanted to try. And I was like, okay, cool. So around 12th grade, I did my own fashion show. After that,
Work.
we got into the modeling troupe. We was intrigued, so we saw like a fashion show at Suitland, and
Whose show was that? Do you remember whose show?
no, it's I remember that's when the first time I saw Cats, and who did Cats was Exquisite.
So that must have been like a model competition then.
It was a model competition, right?
Okay,
It was a
cool.
model competition. And yeah, because I remember Symbolica because I was like, oh, Symbolica is good. I don't know if y'all
Okay.
remember Symbolica.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
when
So you're
Brandon,
back in the day, Asia.
yeah.
Okay, we connected. Okay, I'm trying to put this together. Okay, go ahead.
So my girl Sahara was like, okay, I'm about to go try out for this team. And I believe it was Chanel 5. And then I was there for a week. Okay.
Kiko's team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And I remember we was practicing at Kelly Miller court. I think it was a basketball court or tennis court. We practiced around there, and then we did the competition. That's when I saw Exquisite
Mm-hmm.
with Cats and everything else. And then only stayed there for a week. And then next thing you know, my homegirl Tahara was like, "Okay, let's go to UDC."
So you said UDC? Hold on.
Okay, let's go. So we went to UDC. We went to the tennis
Okay.
court. So we auditioned, I think, on the spot. I can't recall everything, but I know that I just became enjoying with Exquisite. It was me and her. But I know I was not that walker though. I was that girl that does the choreography and does backflip with heels. That's
Really?
yeah. So before I started modeling, I did a lot of stuff. Cheerleading, for all-star team, for high school, softball, swimming, figure skating, dancing, and dance academy. I've been through a lot during my childhood for
Wow.
training.
So when you got to Exquisite and you were under Jamal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, Harris. And okay, now I do remember connecting you to Jamal before for a fashion show before.
Yeah, it was Jamal Harris project. We
Yes,
always
yes,
have the fashion shows
yes.
every
Okay,
year.
yes.
Yep.
I'm trying to connect all of these dots. I told them early before you came in. I saw you at an event. They had called you out, and I was like, "Who is this girl? Like, I
Uh,
know who this girl is. Who is this girl?" And then I saw you at the Forever 21. You remember seeing me at the Forever
oh
21?
yes, yes. If we have a 21, yep.
And
And
I
then I
was like,
think I was asking everybody, do y'all want a model? Do y'all want? Because we was looking for models. Because he always wanted models to different type of models to be in the show every summer.
So that's what it was. So okay, so tell your side, because maybe I completely lost that memory.
Okay,
It
so
was you were at Forever 21 actually shopping for models.
now I wasn't shopping for I was shopping to shop.
Oh, okay.
But I was scoping up for models too, because anybody I would see, I'd be like, "Oh, do you want a model?" I'm a recruiter at heart.
Okay,
Like, if
okay.
he needs that person, I'm like, okay, I think he's a good fit. And then I think I saw you one time modeling, and I was like, let me ask him.
Oh
So,
wow.
yeah,
Yo, I literally said earlier, I was like, yo, after that encounter, I just thought she was the sweetest person ever. Like, and ever since then, every time we see each other, it's like, oh, hey,
yeah,
girl. Oh. You know, it's
yeah.
like, it's nothing but love. All right. So when did you actually put it all into gear? Because it sounds like, when you were doing the choreography, but when did you put your modeling truly at front, center, and go?
I want to say around 09, 2010. Um, I think that was the go.
Mm-hmm.
Officially for the urban scene, but officially 2009 in the public eye,
Okay.
because because that's was the kickoff. And I remember I was doing a video shoot for Tabby Bonet, and then they
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and after that everything kicked off from there.
Oh, I know that's right. I know that's
But
right.
everybody was in there. It was called Rich Kids. Everybody was in there. Lacey, Morgan, Lene,
You
um,
naming the girls of the girls' age. Are you hearing
yeah,
it? Okay.
and a couple of girls in Exquisite, and a couple of guys, a couple of models. Inc. It was a lot of people. Oh, back in the day, I can't say old, but back in the day, people
Right.
that was in the, and it kicked it off for everybody, for all of us, for models, for um designers, for makeup artists. It was a great experience for us, and it was the
Mm,
longest video shoot I ever done.
I know that's right. See, we need to hear stuff like that. That's history.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. So after you did that, now you're in it. You said, "All right, I'm going to go hard for this." You know, how did you manage going into like your having your personal life and then also being a professional model, because you jumped out there and really dove into the industry. Not only did you stay here in the community.
Um, tell you the truth, I want to say around '08, I was in, I went to college. I went to PG college. Then
Okay.
'09, I made my own group, and it was called Image Inc. And
Okay.
when I was in
Did you have
Image
any
Inc.,
shade
I
from
had,
Models Inc?
huh?
Did you have any shade from Models Inc with that name?
No,
Oh, okay.
actually not. Because it was a lot of us different people in the community went to PG, and we were just like, everybody just joined the team.
Okay,
So,
cool.
and then everybody that was in the team branched out and now became a part of a troupe. So
Ah, okay.
that was my momentum, was showing the people what modeling was really about, especially coming from an urban troupe. And now I encourage them to try out for any troupe they want. It wasn't no
Right.
shade against anybody. It was
Okay.
just grooming and training for the next.
Right. So,
During that time, I had Image Inc. I was with Exquisite, and I was in college and doing classes, and I was going back and forth from New York for shows. So
mm,
I've been doing that until now. I'm always on the go. So
very
yeah.
much so. Very much so. So then that added then another layer for you. Okay. So now you see, I'm building up. We're building up here,
I
and
like it.
you did it
Yeah.
beautifully. You did it beautifully. The journey is here. We can see it now. After you've been here, you've developed a group. You're now developing people. You're expanding your impact. How did you find yourself looping that back into now giving back to the high school level again?
Okay, so for high school, it was never high school. It was more than high school. Because Marcus from Exquisite brought me on to colleges. So we was doing colleges as well too. So
Okay.
I was doing both.
Work.
I
That's
think
what we need to hear. So you were doing both. Okay,
yeah,
got
I was doing both, but I mostly was my first group I was working with was UMBC.
mm-hmm.
UMBC Townsend, um, up in Philly, and then high school, and then Suitland, um, Laurel, and
Right.
even I had Fuji reach out to me and then work with
Love
his,
Fuji.
yeah, and work with his kids and
Were you at the boot camp at Bladensburg?
no, I was not.
Okay, but did you know about that?
No, no, I
Oh,
didn't know y'all had boot camp. No, I was at place. I heard Bladensburg had a team, but I didn't know it was a boot
no,
camp.
no, no. But well, Fuji did like a high school wide, like it was all of Prince George's County, like a boot camp one summer,
Oh
and
no, I never
yeah,
did that.
all of the high schools. Yeah, yeah. Just asking if you had happened to hear a whisper of any of that
No, I didn't do that.
during
I
the
did,
time.
what was the one of the shows he did? It was
Cat Classic.
I never did that. I never did. I
You
never
never
had
did the
a show.
Catwalk
I
Classic.
did no. I did Teens Count,
Ah,
Glenn Jackson, and yeah, that
okay.
portion. Yeah.
You really are an icon.
You gagging.
I fucking
It's the
live.
names that I probably given.
I fucking live. I live because you know what? The people need to know. I need to
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
People need to know. We all need to
People don't.
know.
Yeah, and I realized like people don't know my history. Only one person that probably told my history. I didn't even know he know my history was Bang when he deemed me icon. So
Wow.
when he read the resume, everybody was looking like, "You did that? You did this?" And I was thinking, I was like, "Damn, I did do that. I did do this." Yeah.
Ooh. And I think everybody needs to hear it because you know how the people be.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't like to brag either. I'm not a bragger, and sometimes I'm mostly
Very.
private, so I'm always on the go. So I always continue to do stuff because it's passion. It's passion.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love that. And then you always bring so much good energy when you do come in. You know to say it's never no stigma. And it's no shade. You even came to my little mini ball.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's
Yeah. That was
always love
cute.
with you. It was
It was
cute.
cute. It was cute. I like it. I said, let me come out here. It's down the street anyway.
Okay. Listen, it's always love with you. And especially with the scene, you do support everybody. You do go into as much stuff as that you can. And I like to highlight that so that the people know that the icons and the legends are here and they are going and they are supporting y'all. I saw you. Look, I had the clip from you at the UC fashion show. You look
Oh, I
fab.
forgot all about that. I did you see
You, you,
you
you
did
came from
see
the piers. You flew down. Cut
oh,
down the runway, created your own runway pattern, came down to the back, gave us a twirl, spotlight on Asia. Oh, it was legend.
oh my God, yes, I forgot all about that. See, it's so many stuff. It's so much. It's the resume is still growing. I'm like, oh my God.
So
But it's good. Hmm.
I do want to ask you though, being a woman in all of these scenes, because you're literally a part of all three scenes: the ballroom scene, the Kiki scene, the modeling scene. Where's your mind at with everything? Like, how do you feel about it being a woman in these scenes? And just what's your perspective?
Um, in all three scenes, it have different levels. And then as I see for certain people and for myself, different respect as well too. Um, when you become like a status in different scenes, to me, I really don't care about status. I really don't
Mm-hmm.
care. It's just almost like a label to you. But it's about respect more than status, where
Right.
I come from. So when we was growing up, we wasn't even thinking about status. We was never thinking about status. And we was like, what? But it's different. Ballroom scene is more women coming out. But the thing that I can see and everybody can tell, that a lot of women are not consistent.
Mm.
And that follows in, I want to say, in each scene.
Mm.
It follows in each scene if you're not consistent. And people could tell your growth and where you come from and what you're passionate and what you fight for. And
Right.
then you tell the people who really love and enjoy walking, or certain people just do it just to do it, to be so fab, or just to be like, okay, I'm here just to be here. I'm going to tell y'all who I am, with a grudgy attitude, with a nasty attitude. And we looking like, okay, we're not going to go that way. But people live off of that.
Right.
People don't understand. They live in a fantasy world. You can't always live in a fantasy world, because I'm living 4 different lives. It's
Oof.
Asia the model, Asia Aisha, um, off and on the runway.
And you are doing a damn good job.
Thank you.
You are doing it everywhere. I mean, literally, you were just in Orlando.
Oh yeah, I want to go
You,
back. I want to go
I
back. The
guess.
weather. I love the
Y'all, I
weather
was
up
getting my
here.
tens and I see Asia. I'm like, oh shit, there's
Oh
Asia.
yeah. Oh yeah. They was like, "You walking?" I was like, "No, I'm not walking." Until they finally saw me. They was like, "Oh, you judging?" I was like, "Oh yeah."
A legend. Okay. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. So, you literally broke down all of the impact and how you built up all of this. And you spoke to your perspective as a woman in this scene. Are you planning to be a part of any specific team in the modeling scene anytime soon, or are you a 007? Like, where are you at?
I'm my own team.
Okay. That was the other part here.
I bet that's probably everybody question. Everybody probably be like, "Okay, so where's she going?" I never went nowhere.
Hmm.
That time, like when we
That's
discontinued,
what it sounds like.
I never went anywhere.
It sounds like you've
Never
always
left. I
go to.
never left anywhere. It's just discontinued, but I never left.
Right.
So yeah, I don't think I'm going. I'm not going nowhere. I don't think.
That's fair.
Been thinking about that anyway.
That's fair.
It's not on my list. It was never on my list. I just like to help people out.
Good. Now, okay, well, in light of service, the legends over here in the modeling scene would like to come together and do like a whole legends thing. So we got to try to tap in. You know what I'm saying? We try to get everybody involved. So we'll have to cue you in when it's time. All right?
Let me know.
Okay, because it's going to be a nice little thing for everybody. Get everybody plaqued out. You got a plaque yet?
No.
I thought you was the one. You are one of probably two like kind of own team icons for one. So that's notable.
Yeah.
That that's pretty notable. Okay. Um, but yeah, you should be plaqued up. I thought you was plaqued up.
It plaque up for what?
I
For
mean,
what? Like just a plaque up as for
did they?
honorable mention, or I don't know, or any award.
I definitely want to talk more about. I definitely want the conversation to be more open to your history, whereas you did plug in a lot more of the impact in the college scenes and the high school scenes combined, So speaking to that, where were you in the midst of the new scene creation? Because, a part of, just conversations with people about your history, they mentioned that you were prevalent in bringing the scene back.
Yes. In the beginning, yes, I was. And then, but the thing was, when the scene died, slowly and then coming shortly, only a couple of us kept going. It never
Mm-hmm.
died from us. We just kept going and just like, okay, it was dead and nobody was doing nothing, but we still reach out for the next. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Like for the high
Right.
school to be like, okay, this is how you do it. And that like when they come to us, they be like, oh yeah, we know you. We see you from YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what did you see from YouTube? Because I haven't seen anything from YouTube.
I
And they
just
look
saw.
at stuff in YouTube in the boom box. And I'm like, where y'all get this footage from? I was like, oh, it's really out there. And I'm like, okay. And then I have a couple of people in the ballroom scene like, oh yeah, I show my girls you. I teach them how you walk in certain videos. And I was like, oh wow, I did not know about none of this. Cause me and a couple of people, we just keep going and keep sharing and keep showing what you're supposed to do correctly and
I
what
like.
we taught. So we just pass it down. But
Mm-hmm.
it was never, I can really say a thank you.
Wow. I want to personally say thank you
Oh, thank you.
because I'm sure that this new generation, hearing what I'm hearing, is definitely standing on your shoulders.
Yeah.
So shout out to you, Asia. God damn, shout out to you, Asia. Oof. Wow. Do you have any advice for, any of the models? Because this is the thing, you actually have successfully transitioned from being in the model scene, urban model, to being a high fashion model. Do you have any advice in that realm? Because I know that there are people right now striving to do more than just balls.
This generation now, they got it easy. They really got it easy because they have social media.
Mm-hmm.
And social media can sometimes make you or break you, but you always have to have hard copies. Social media, you can just send in stuff and or you could just like go in people's DMs.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, we couldn't do that. We ain't gonna know. We had to either go to the shows or be in the crowds or be in that spot. When I was doing different fashion week, and I don't know, I can speak on myself, but I know a lot of majority of the people haven't been through what I've been through.
Mm.
Through the racism,
Mm.
through it's only supposed to be two black models. Everybody else is European. Everybody else is one Asian. They do it to a lot of minor people that's like, everybody's European. It's one Chinese, one Asian, two blacks, and full of room of 10 or 20 other African American that want to try out. It's either you have to be very, very dark skinned or very, very light skinned that look fair.
Wow.
So, and then you have to do, I don't even know if people know how to do portfolios anymore. You have to have a portfolio.
You have
And
to have
then it's all digital. It's a difference between portfolio and digital work as well too. They send to different agencies and send to people as well too. I just want everybody that's want to take modeling serious or just have modeling under their belt to be versatile, to switch it up.
mm-hmm.
You can't always come into a casting call with long lashes, lipstick,
Right.
right? And dressed like you about to go to a club. So, but I learned like back in the day, when I made it to New York, like before I had the contract, well, I can speak about it now, was American Next Top Model. And of course, my mother always asking people questions, like asking the camera crew. It was like, yeah, they're not going to really pick people with a lot of makeup that comes in with a lot of makeup on.
Mm-hmm.
This girl, I remember in New York, she had like boatloads of like makeup, shadow, everything. And
Wasn't
I was like, oh
at
my
all.
God. But yes, all you need is like concealer powder for the camera, something light, but not nothing really heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, but the people see you as who you are regularly, and it's the best thing because they can always make you. They can always make you.
Very true, and that's what they want to see. They want to see something that they can build on. Yeah.
Right, right. They can transition you to any style they want.
Exactly. Wow. That is a gem right there, people. If you are a model, that is what you need to see here. Right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Especially networking. And I get a lot of people that be like, can you give me this gig? Can you give me this job? Can you give me this and that? And I was like, I can't give you nothing. I don't
Woo.
know
Tell them
what you
again.
do. I don't know what you do. I only refer people that I know fond of and know their work ethics. If you're coming up to me, ask me to get you something, and I don't know you, or I heard of you, and it's not a good look, you're not going to get it. I'm not going to refer anybody. It's in networking. That's how networking is.
Exactly.
I will never. But I have a lot of DMs asking me
I would never
to
stop.
help them like that. I can help you. I can do. I used to do workshops. I used to do runway workshops. I used to do one-on-one modeling workshops
Mm.
to help people. And then it's also a confident and a boost for people that's very timid or just not confident in them at all.
Mm-hmm.
I meet a lot of people that's very shy. I don't even like coming up to people. But I don't. One girl at the ball, I think she, for some reason, she was just like, she was like, oh my God, I'm what's the new phrase? I'm girl fanning. Is that right?
I'm what? Girl
Girl
fan?
fan. Yeah, or fan girl or
So
something like
like
that. And
fanning
I was
out on
like, I
you?
never heard of that. And she was like, oh my God, I look up to you and everything. And she was tall and beautiful. I'm like, oh, you need a model. Me
Okay.
try recruiting, trying to put like a hobby in. But I was like, yeah, you need a model. And I like take down my number if you need help
Mm-hmm.
or need classes. I don't mind helping nobody at all.
Wow. This is this has been amazing. Like, look at this. You giving out gems. You told us this epic story that connects a lot of dots. I mean, if you didn't connect dots out there, I don't know what you were watching. This is an
They probably thought I just came out of thin air and she's
you know
here.
what? I'm no shade, Asia. Some people do think, and I thought. I mean, I might have been one of them. Thought you came out of thin air. Like, where did this girl come? But it was always lit though. Never denied you of that. But the people was like, what? Who was it? Like, and you were always there. You've always been there. Your impact has always been flowing through. I see what's going on. I see what happened, Icon. We cleared it up. Underground stories. This is what it's for. We
And
celebrate you.
I thank you for that, and I appreciate this so bad because I had it in my mind for so long. I was like, people need to get on live and tell their story or where they come. They need to have like a red talk table. They should have like a
Mm-hmm.
model talk table, and I'm
Word.
glad that you started this up. It's very historical,
Wow. Thank you.
very historical, and I appreciate you for this.
Thank you. Wow. I just appreciate that you came out here and you did it. You did it. We did it. We had the story.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you, Asia. That wraps. I'm gonna
Oh,
do. I'm gonna
alrighty.
do a little rap and wow, Asia, the icon. What else can you say? Influence all throughout. Okay. I say that today, truly, listening to you, you have given the people a clear view, and then to hear the positivity and being able to get into the industry. There is room, there is some adversity, there's some challenges that we will have to overcome, and that's consistent in most industries. But Asia has shown that it is possible, and that's what we like to see as people. So thank you, Asia. And thank you guys for another Underground Stories. Can we do a quick smile for the thumbnail?
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Oh, that was quick.
All right,
Okay.
guys. Right, we did it fast. It's all good. It's going to look great.
Okay.
Either way, I'm going to find it. I'm going to find one.
Okay.
All right, love. See you guys
Okay.
next week.